So today we're gonna do a road analysis of the roads in Kenya. I think the major cities. So we think we now have 4 cities in Kenya. I don't know if the fourth is confirmed. Should be confirmed. I heard about it. So we have Kisumu, no Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret. We have 5 actually. Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret. Yeah, we have 5 cities. Sorry. So the first city we can have a look at is, I think we won't have a look at Nairobi because Nairobi is very obvious. There's a lot of good road infrastructure. Okay, we can have a look at Nairobi. I think we should. So let's say Nairobi. We can start with Nairobi. Okay, Nairobi. Yes, there it is. So having a look at Nairobi, there's a lot of road infrastructure that has been done. I think this just deserves an entire episode for itself. But let's just have a look. As you can see from the photos over there, Nairobi is a burgeoning city. So we have very good road infrastructure. As you can see from this photo, I think all the roads in yellow should be in dual carriage. Good thing here, there are no shortcuts. I think all bypasses are in dual carriage as well. And I think there's also a new road that is being done all the way to Nyeri that is in dual carriage. So if we start with the first one, so here we're in Nairobi. If we have a look along this stretch, along Mombasa Road, I think this is the SGR terminus. So along Mombasa Road, it's a good thing. We have the expressway. It's a road on top of the road. I think that's the only place we do have an expressway in Kenya, where the road passes over a road. I think we've never had that. This is the first time. Thanks to the Kenyatta administration, the previous Kenyatta administration. They did a pretty good job, even though we did take a lot of debt. But it's a good thing at least we have something to show for it. So if we have a look now here, we can see that, yeah, that's the Nairobi Expressway. We can we zoom into it? Yes. You can see we do have, I think, how many lanes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's around 7 lanes, and probably some of these are in dual carriage. Yeah, and those lanes, this carries three lanes in it. Hey, wow, that's nice. So yeah, at least right now in Nairobi, I can guarantee you don't have to sit in traffic for like long hours because of traffic. You just have to pay for the road that passes on top. Again, previously the only bypass we didn't have a dual carriage, I think, was the bypass that passes through Utawala. I think it's called the Eastern Bypass. But as we can see from here, the Eastern Bypass is already in. Sorry, there's someone on my ear who's like, I don't know, doing what. Okay, so where is it? Where was I? Yeah. So along the Eastern Bypass, so we can search for Utawala here. No, I think we can just go and look for it. Let me just look for it. Yeah. So currently, the Utawala bypass is where now it was done recently. So it does look fairly different, very nice. He did a dual carriage. I think we won't look for it right now, but take my word for it. You can search for it online and just check on it. It's called the Eastern Bypass. That's in dual carriage. We have also the Western Bypass is in dual carriage. We have the Eastern Bypass, no, the Northern Bypass, dual carriage, and Southern Bypass in dual carriage form. So essentially, those roads pass around Nairobi. They don't pass through Nairobi. They normally pass around Nairobi. So as you can see here, I don't know why am I not getting? Yeah. So this is the first Northern Bypass. You can see it here. So this is the Northern Bypass going that way. Then we do have the Eastern Bypass. No, this is not Eastern. We have the Northern, then we have the Western Bypass. This is the Western Bypass. So it does go this way. Yeah, it bypasses Nairobi, then comes up in this section here. Then we do have the other bypass. So the other bypass now comes in around here. If I'm not wrong, should be going this way. Sorry, I think I might have to redo that again. It should be here. Yeah, this is the one. Yes. So this is the other bypass. So this is the Utawala bypass. It goes this way. If I am not wrong again, I think you can just zoom in and look for Utawala somewhere there. Ruai, yes, this is the actual one. So this is now the new bypass. We can zoom in just to confirm it's a bypass. Yes, this is the eastern bypass, so that is true. Yes, it is in dual carriage form, which is very nice. Okay. So this essentially just allows you to bypass Nairobi and go towards Thika Road and just join into Thika Road. I think using this road. Yeah. So that's that. Again, we do have, so this is a newly constructed. I think this is the northern bypass. This is the Gitaru Road. Now the northern bypass. It is in dual carriage. We can zoom in again. Yeah, it's in dual carriage. It's still called the Gitaru Road, but right now it's northern bypass, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so it is in dual carriage. This one now connects all the way to Ndenderu. So around here Ndenderu, it branches going down to Ruaka. That's around TRM. Sorry, not TRM. Around 2 Rivers. Yes, goes all the way up to 2 Rivers. So the only area we don't have a dual carriage now is from these 2 Rivers going all the way to Thika Road here. That's why I wish we did have a dual carriage, because now from here going all the way up to there. Also, Kiambu Road is not dual carriage, which is pretty sad considering the previous administration. I don't know what logic was used when Kiambu's road was left and we have to do an entire dual carriage all the way to Nyeri. I think, yeah, all the way to Nyeri. I mean, you could have just chopped the Nyeri road a bit and down the Kiambu road. It's a very short distance from here to here. It's very short and has huge traffic. I think this is where most of the Kikuyu millionaires come from. So here you find a household has like maybe 3 cars, 4 cars. Yeah, and they're all probably used. Then there's also business people. Business, probably they take their vehicles to go and sleep in their houses. So you find here there's a lot of traffic along this road. There's a lot. It's probably a lot. I think if we were just to zoom in right now and have a look, we probably see some traffic. Let me just zoom in into the photo of the road. If it doesn't have traffic, I'd be surprised. So we can see here. So that is where the Whiskey River Lounge passes. Yeah, I think they don't want to show me the road per se. Wish I could see the road. Yeah, not getting the road. So this is that's the road. But it seems we are not getting to see the road, unfortunately. I wish you could see the road, but you can't see the road. Yeah, so you'll just have to contend with that. So moving on, again, apologies, I've just noticed this is the northern bypass. The northern bypass is the one which has not been completed. So the northern bypass is the one which now. Let me just look at the map. I think let me just look at this. So if we change it that way, I think things would be way much easier to understand. Because if we do have sorry. Yeah, so sorry again, this would be now the western bypass. The western bypass now would be this one. And the eastern bypass would now pass this one, this other side. Southern bypass now would be here. And the northern bypass would be there. Yeah. Northern bypass. Yeah. So I'm guessing probably all this one. For the northern bypass, then the western bypass. And the eastern bypass. Southern bypass should be this now. Yeah, so Southern Bypass, Western Bypass is on now from Kikuyu all the way to Ndenderu. I think that's now the, yeah, sorry, we think we can do it this way. So from Gitaru all the way to Ndenderu, I think to Ruaka, we can say this would be the Western Bypass, if I'm not wrong. Then from Mombasa Road all the way to Gitaru or all the way to Kikuyu, that would be the Southern Bypass. Then from Mombasa Road all the way to Thika Road, that would be the, I think, Eastern Bypass, yes. Then this one now, the Northern Bypass would be from Ruaka all the way to Thika Road, that will be the Northern Bypass. So the Northern Bypass is what has not been done, or has not been completed, I would guess. Is that true? Is that true? Let's see if this is called the Northern Bypass. Yes, it's called the Northern Bypass, yes. So this one is not in dual carriage. The single carriage road does get a lot of traffic. As you can see, this guy is even passing through the walkway because you're trying to evade traffic. Yeah, so that's true. So the road that is really a huge candidate for dual carriage is this Kiambu Road. It's normally very busy. I think this photo was taken when probably it was not rush hour because this is the road that connects to the city center. As you can see, this would connect to the city center. Yeah, you can see there's Westlands there. So Mudaiga Country Club is where the golf club is. Yeah, essentially you're coming to Nairobi. This is Nairobi, so this connects to the city center. It should be a huge candidate for being a dual carriage. I don't know what was the logic. I really don't know what was the logic of leaving Kiambu Road and the national government now doing Thika to Nyeri, because Thika to Nyeri now is being converted to a dual carriage. I don't know what economics was used there. I really don't know what economics. Probably it was just I don't know. I'd have to ask the guys who are in the administration at then, because to me that really doesn't make sense. In the economic perspective of things, it would make sense to do the Kiambu Road. But if again you want to do a road that is dual carriage of more than 100 kilometers, where's the Nyeri? Let's just check again. I'm looking for Nyeri. Yeah, here's Nyeri. Yeah, that's Nyeri town. So we do have a bypass from this road. So this is the road I'm talking about. So this one is now a candidate for being a dual carriage. So I really don't understand why this is economically viable as compared to now doing Nairobi to Nakuru, because a lot of traffic passes through this road. This is the main road that connects two, I don't know, can I call it the diaspora regions, because this is where it connects to, I think, to the two other, okay, let's say 3 other cities, because you connect to Nakuru. By now dualing this road, you actually connect to Nakuru. Sorry, I think I zoomed too far. By now connecting Nairobi to Nakuru, by now connecting this road, Nairobi to Nakuru, through Naivasha, you're now connecting Naivasha, one. Then you will essentially now be reducing traffic heading towards these 2 cities, which is Eldoret and Kisumu, because you have to get to Nakuru for you to branch to any of these 2 directions, because you have to get to Nakuru. There's no road that you can pass. Let's say you want to bypass or that way or that way. Yeah, there are, but they're not good roads per se. It would not make sense whatsoever. Yeah. Again, I think I did hear of an infrastructure project in Kitale. I think, let me just maybe highlight that. Kitale, if we zoom in, I think there was some sort of dualing happening there. So if all goes well, I think Kitale would have more dual carriage than Eldoret, which is a big irony. I mean, considering now, I think guys from the Eldoret area have been in power for the most combined period. Okay, yeah, it's still central. then followed by them. But the road infrastructure is like terrible, bro. It's terrible. I don't know. It's not like awesome. It's not like something to write about. Okay, yeah. I would say in terms of the quality of the road, the quality of the roads are very good. Quality of the road, perfect, man. But in terms of the size and whatnot, just accommodating more traffic and all that stuff, you're not able to like expand very fast. You don't. It doesn't look like a very visionary city. Yeah, because yeah, the only stretch, I think, if you've seen my other video, the only stretch in Eldoret, the only stretch of dual carriage in Eldoret is actually pretty. It's pretty embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. As you can see, that bold yellow line, that's where the dual carriage actually is. So this is the dual carriage in Eldoret. Starts there, ends there. I mean, nothing to write home about. I mean, that's is that really a dual carriage, bro? That's not a dual. I don't know. To not say. So yeah. But I think the only interesting development that has been done along this area, which I did hear, I've not seen it say, so I don't know why it does pass, is the bypass road. It is still single carriage. It's a single carriage bypass road, but it is bypassing the city center. So I think it does go something like, let me just zoom. I think it does go something like this. Starts here, somewhere around here, going there. So again, it does cut. So this is another road that is actually a very good candidate for dueling. So what my argument would be to just do all this section going this way up to there, then dual also this, because this I think goes to the airport and also will connect to this road. This would spur a lot of development along these areas. Yeah. Also, if possible, again, would be candidate for dueling would be this section again, because at least you can have like a T sort of meaning. Then we'd have a bypass going that way. Then again, if all goes well, we can do another bypass going this way. Why not? Okay, I don't see the viability of this, because the whole purpose of a bypass is just to divert traffic out of the city. So I don't know why we would be diverting traffic out of the city going to this direction. So yeah, I would not really be for that. So again, we can go back to Nairobi County. I think we were doing analysis of Nairobi County. So in Nairobi County, a lot of the roads are in dual carriage mode. The only problem I do have with Nairobi County is sometimes the quality of the road, that's in terms of bumps and in terms of maybe pedestrian infrastructure. Some of the areas really lack pedestrian infrastructure. But the good thing I've really seen with the new administration by the new governor, I think it's, what's her name? Sakaja, yes. Yeah, so the new administration by Sakaja, they have done a really good job. I think now they are focusing on that NMT, non-motorized transport system, I think. Yeah, non-motorized transport, that's the purpose of NMT. So the NMT essentially just tries to focus on pedestrian infrastructure. So that is essentially people who walk and maybe people who cycle again, because essentially the infrastructure in Nairobi is skewed to people who have vehicles. Like all the money is being pumped to vehicular infrastructure, which I think is not for thinking, because if you just forget, because Kenya is not really a first world country where everybody has a car. You find that probably less than maybe 25% of people have vehicles. So for the others who don't have vehicles, they do feel a bit of a disadvantage. Yeah, there is public transport. So does that mean if you don't use public transport, you cannot walk? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like now, if you have a look at the newly constructed expressway, if you have a look at the expressway, there's no pedestrian infrastructure along that route. You cannot walk. If you try to walk, you are just gonna face hell, bro. I think we have like 8 lanes of vehicle roads and 0 lanes for anyone who's walking. Like 0, bro, 0. Not even like it's actually a negative. I think we should say negative. Yeah. I mean, let's have a look. Probably we can get a photo of it, maybe around where. If we can have a look at maybe here, let's see. Is it possible to see it? No, okay. How can I, let's say go. If I could use go, it would be nice. Okay, maybe I can zoom in as much as possible. Maybe I can have a look. Yeah, so it seems I'm not getting anything. Wish we could have a panel view of that area. You would actually see it, like literally, bro. There's no space for anyone who's walking. You cannot walk. You cannot, literally, you cannot. Let's say if you just wanted to say walk from the airport all the way to Nairobi, I think it's a stretch of, let's say, at max 20 kilometers. I know it doesn't make sense, but if you did want to walk, you should be able to walk. Why not? Yeah. If you didn't want to walk, you should be able to walk. If you can be able to drive on that distance, then you should be able to walk, because this is a metropolitan area. I'm not saying someone should walk from the airport to the CBD, but I mean that by doing that, essentially, someone can maybe walk from, let's say, capital center to, let's say, Nairobi West, or let's say from the airport maybe around the Bakasi area. You see, it does not really mean that you can walk. You'll be walking all the way that stretch along that stretch. It just means that, hey, if you did feel like walking, you can walk. Yeah. Or just riding a bicycle, you can ride a bicycle. But now, how are we gonna be like just investing huge amounts of money in vehicular infrastructure? I mean, yeah, it's fast, it's true, but it's not that efficient. It's not very efficient. Yeah. So I'm a huge proponent of pedestrian infrastructure. I think if we could have some nice pedestrian architecture. We're in Africa, bro. Not everyone has a car. Actually, a majority of the people don't have a vehicle. Yeah, if it was like voting, because I think in Kenya, if you have to get 50+1, there, for people who have a vehicle, they don't pass even the 20. Yeah, not even 50, 20%, bro. So then why are we like focusing only on vehicular infrastructure? I mean, we should also have a bit of pedestrian infrastructure as well. It would be nice. It would be a very nice site. It really beautify the city, because I mean, Nairobi is not a very big city. I mean, if you did want to ride a bicycle, you can ride a bicycle to and from work very easily. It would take you probably an hour or less to just cycle on both directions if you did have very good infrastructure. Because I mean, if your commute to work is, let's say, 10 km, yeah, 10 km you can cycle, bro. You can cycle 10 km. At most, you can do, let's say, 10 km. If you cycle at 10 kilometers per hour, you can do it in 1 hour. Yeah. And walking is normally 5 kilometers per hour. So walking you can do in 2 hours. Well, it's still okay. If you wake up at 6, you get to work at 8. And again, you would have a longer life. Because I mean, before the expressway, people used to spend hours on traffic, bro. People used to spend hours on traffic. Right now, yeah, I mean, if you choose to pay for the expressway, you will spend less time on traffic. But if you still don't want to pay for the expressway, you'll still spend this probably like maybe 20% less time than before, or maybe 25% less time than before, but still, you will still spend time on traffic. So if you could just have the option of cycling to work, it would be very nice. Or the option of maybe running, jogging to work, it would be very nice. Yeah, so that is Nairobi, what a view, maybe even some other places as well. Again, maybe we can just have a look at Nakuru for the last instance. I know I'm supposed to talk about Nairobi. So Nakuru, there's one thing I really did want to talk about. So Nakuru would really benefit from an overpass. I mean, if we did have an overpass just passing over the town of Nakuru, that is if you just wanted to proceed with this road. If you could start at maybe, let's say, when you just get into the first roundabout into the city center, or just before that first roundabout, if you could just do an overpass where you just pass over the city of Nakuru. Yeah, that is starting from, let's say, not section 58, just before you start. because currently this is where we do have the overpass, which was very nice project. So maybe starting from here, starting from here, if we could do starting from there, if we could do something from there, it would be very nice. Yeah, let's say an overpass, or going this direction. Yeah, it would be something very nice. It would be like a huge project. It would be a very nice project. So it goes all the way up to, let's say, yeah, around somewhere here already. Yeah, you can just up to the last roundabout. Yeah, it would be perfect. Yeah, that's my case. So Nairobi. Yeah, bye. So you guys have a good day.